Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Ritu podcast show. Yet another exciting episode. And this one is really special to me because it's the first time I'm having a family member on the show. She's actually my bhavi. She lives in Dubai and she's doing some great work, which we're going to get into very quickly. But yeah, I really wanted to welcome Anju to Ritu podcast show and thank you for joining me today. And for my viewers, Anju, can you give you a little bit of your introduction and what do you do? And probably people will get a little sense of what we're going to talk about today, which is very exciting. I know a lot of people will get a lot of value from that. So over to you, Anju.
Definitely. First of all, thank you so much, Ritu. This was really a warm welcome that you gave me. So thank you so much for that. For the audience, yeah, we will for sure, make sure that the podcast goes in such a way that, um, they get a valuable information that we are going to share on this podcast. So this, I will try my best. Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
okay. So Anju, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit? Like, how long have you been living in Dubai and what do you do?
So basically, my journey started in Dubai. It's been 17 years. You know how typically it happens, in an Indian family. I'm from a very small town, I would say, and then got married and moved here. So it's been 17 good years. And definitely, this country, I call it as my first house now. It
Yeah.
has given us so much. We are blessed with two girls, and then we had our house. It's everything is just whatever we earned in this country. So
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is definitely I call it my first home.
Yeah, great,
So
great. That's awesome, Anju. Thank you for your introduction. So for my viewers, I wanted to tell you that today I'm talking about a very exciting topic. I know a lot of people will really enjoy it, and it's very informative. And it is Vastu. So Anju here, she is an expert in Vastu. She has been doing that for many years. And we'll just, since the format of the podcast is such that we don't have a lot of time to delve really deep into topics, but just to give you all an overview of, what's it about and how it impacts your life. So Anju, to delve into our podcast, I would like to ask, how did you first become interested in Vastu and what inspired you to become an expert?
Ritu, my journey started with Vastu is like I moved in this place where in this apartment where I'm currently living. And the very first day when I moved in, like within few days, I felt like something is not correct, something is not right. I don't know, the energies that I had, it wasn't really great. And then me and my husband, we decided, okay, let's just have a Vastu consultant and let's see how it is. Maybe, something is wrong with Vastu. Now, that very moment, we did not really know much about Vastu. It's just like every time, we get a house, we would just, check the entrance, like what entrance is the house is.
Yeah. And a
So,
lot of
so
people do
that,
that, right? And
yeah, no,
everybody has some
and
preconceived notion that this direction is better than the other, right? Yeah.
so yeah, most of the people they go by the Bible that yeah, north is the best direction,
Yeah.
and then it's the east, and then it's west.
Yeah.
South is the direction that you should never, get
Right.
into it.
Right.
So this
Right.
is something, everyone Upper say we all know that yeah,
Correct.
this is this.
Exactly. Yep.
So we also had the same sort of, information on Vastu. So, but we thought, okay, let's just have a Vastu consultant in
Mm.
place. When we invited a Vastu consultant and she gave some information, but I was still, feeling like, the information what was shared with me, it wasn't really, I was not satisfied enough. So when she mentioned that, the washroom in north is not good. You have a washroom in north, and this is not how it's supposed to be. Your center of the house is you have a room in the center of the house. It should be empty. It shouldn't be having anything. So I wasn't still convinced enough, if okay, if there is a washroom, what do I do? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. you
That
know.
was going to be my next question. Exactly. People who
Yeah,
already
being in
bought
a
their
place.
homes, who already have things the way they are, and sometimes when you are in countries anywhere, I mean, if you're not getting a new house constructed, then you really are relying on whatever the construction or the orientation of the home is already, right? So go ahead. What did you
Yeah,
do
so
then?
then I did not really get the solution out of it. Rather, I was more scared this time, like, oh
Hmm.
my God. So things are, she said, the 75% of your house is not Vastu compliant.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I wouldn't be suggesting that,
Yeah.
you continue in this place. So we were really scared after that. And then what
Right.
happened was like, I called another consultant.
Hmm.
And this time she had quite a different opinion. Although, you know, I mean, the basics were same. Like, yes, the north washroom is not supposed to be there.
Right.
All of them were still there, but she had a different, opinion on it. So then I was like, no, this is something, not working out. I need to
Yeah.
come on my own.
Oh,
So then I
wow.
started watching videos. I started, reading books, and then one fine day, I was doing those changes as well as I was, watching videos as I was.
Mm,
I was
mm,
doing those small changes in my house, like, whatever was feasible to do. I was
mm.
doing that, and I could see that, things were really changing. Now, when I say things were really changing, I could actually see in each family member, how they were having behavior changes. Like
Wow.
kids were becoming, more serious about their studies. My husband was like, became more, I would say he's the person who is always, quite active and, someone who would, take action on the spot. And he started taking things more seriously. I was the
Mm,
one, I used to procrastinate things, and I was like, no. Oh, and for me, this was like a life changing. For me,
mm.
I was always, thinking that, okay, I'm into human resource and this is only I can do.
Right,
I never
right.
thought, I can also, educate myself on some other subject. That also can be my
Wow.
profession.
Wow.
So
So, Anju, that was like a moment for you where not only that you change your own life, you got the inspiration of sharing that knowledge with other people and, let them know how it can impact their lives. So, did you do a professional training in Vastu? Have you gone to school or gotten, like,
yeah, so then that's when, it's all started. So
right?
these ideas also, so one of the Vastu Shastra, and one of the rule is like, your north and your northeast should be clutter free, and that's
Mm,
where you get your inspiration, you get your ideas, you get your vision. And
mm,
for me, this zone was very important. So, for all
mm,
the treatments, all the remedies that I did, I
mm.
started with this zone. And then I
Okay.
could really feel that, this is something giving me that, that zeal in me that I need to do something,
Wow.
productive on this. So now I know about this Vastu Shastra. I
Mm,
have to, do something on it.
right.
I started, learning, taking official courses. There was this one course that I did from India. Then again, they said, okay, you need to understand astrology as well. So I did Astro Vastu course on it.
Wow.
Then I started working and then, did my certificate in this. And then I did neurology. So this is how, one by one, and this is all in the end, it's all connected.
Yeah.
So
It
this
just
science is
kept
like
building up
some,
on one of top of the other, right? Yeah.
yeah. So that's how, I started my journey, and I'm still been learning every single
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Thank you, Anju. Thanks for sharing that. It's so insightful. And, sometimes, that's how we stumble upon something which is really our calling, right? This was
True.
something that you had meant to do. And, you know, how you
Yeah,
got
for
to it
this
is like
time, they say,
when you
you were,
connect the dots, you like, well, this is what I was supposed to be doing. But like they say, you how do they say, when the student is ready, the teacher arrives, or when you're
yeah,
ready, the opportunity arrives, something like that.
exactly.
So
Definitely.
yeah. So thank you
But
for sharing that. Yeah.
yeah. Ritu, I really feel, space really has, it has its own energy, and
Right.
these are so powerful, and it has a very big role in everyone's life.
Mm,
So far, in this 6 years of 7 years of journey, I have realized that, it certainly plays a very big role.
amazing.
Definitely.
Good, good. So, for example, Anju, we all have heard about the word Vastu, right, in our lives when we were growing up in India, because it has been part of our culture, sort of Vedic culture, so we know about it, and a lot of people really deeply into it and wouldn't do a thing without consulting it. But for people, many people, it's just something that they have heard, but they don't know exactly what it is. So, can you tell them, or for them, can you explain what it means and what is the core philosophy behind Vastu?
So see, when we say Vastu, is like Vas meaning where we stay,
Oh, okay.
right? Like tu is like where you stay, and the Vas is where we
Oh
stay.
my God. Wow. So
So
it's in the
Vastu,
word.
it's in the
Okay.
word. So
Wow.
if we decode the word,
Right.
Vastu is the way of living life,
Hmm.
right? So how you live is the way of living life is
Hmm.
Vastu.
Hmm.
How does it, if we, let's say, understand the philosophy of Vastu Shastra, is like, in ancient times when all the kings were there and they had this way of living life when they used to build those, big mahals and, and the architecture. With this architecture also, what they would do is, they would call the Vastu person and make sure that, all the five elements are, done it in such a way so they are aligned. So
Hmm.
our body is made of like five elements, is also made of five elements. And it's Vastu is not just, it's only aligning those,
And Anju,
five.
for my viewers, can you list those elements?
So one is water, fire, earth, space, and air.
Hmm.
So when we align these five elements around us, this is how, your energies also become stable. And that's how, you get those, ideas clearly, and then you get a proper vision in your life, and, you can take those action in
So,
life.
Anju, this is, even though it's Astro Vastu, it is also scientific, right? It is.
It is very much scientific. It is, as I said, so, the Earth is the only planet where it is made of these five elements.
Hmm.
Other planets, either it is made of water, or it is made of fire, or it is made of, space. But Earth is the only planet which is made of these five elements that we
Hmm.
have.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. All right. So, you already shared some of your personal experiences, right? And how that's how you got into Vastu, and you saw changes in when you changed things. So did you did you have to change anything structurally in your home, or did you just place certain things in certain directions of the home, and that changed the energy of the home? And why I ask is, Anju, because a lot of people won't have the luxury to just change their home altogether, or make changes structurally. For example, if their bedroom is in some direction, they really can't change the direction of the bedroom, right?
Okay.
So, are there any remedies that people can do at home uh, where they don't have to do a lot of structural changes, but it can still give them the same impact or same benefit which they would get otherwise for that particular item or room in that direction?
Certainly. See, so basically, the rules that we have, like in north is our direction. It has a water element. North is the direction which gives us, opportunities in our life. It gives ideas in our life. It gives vision. Now,
Mm,
because this zone is made of water, it
mm,
is always a good idea to have, water element in this zone. So personally, for
mm,
me, like, when I started my journey, what I did was like, I kept a big fountain in the north zone.
Mm,
Now, for me, also, like, as I said, that, the consultant who came to my place saying that, oh, but you have a washroom in your north zone and it's not gonna really work. So, what I did was, like, then I learned and then I did the remedy. And
mm,
this remedy is quite, I mean, it's very economic remedy and anybody can do it.
mm, mm,
All you can do is because it's water element, it
mm,
is going to have a washroom in your north zone. You can
mm.
create more of a water element. So you can have a blue color light in water in this washroom. You can also
Okay.
have like plants in the washroom. You can
Mm,
cover the washroom with the green tape or blue tape just to have that water element. So and
okay.
to sort of cover that washroom because it shouldn't be there to block that energy we can cover it with the blue tape. So these are the remedies that I did. And I
Mm,
like south zone is the fire zone, it's the Agnya cone in
okay.
this. So now not everyone will have a kitchen in the south. It's completely impossible, right?
Right,
So
right,
for
right.
me my bedroom is in the south zone, so there was nothing really that, I had to do anything. I can't
Mm,
really, sort of have any. So what I did was to have this Agnya, like fire sort of element.
mm,
I changed the curtain of my room. I had red curtains instead.
mm,
I
mm.
had a red painting.
Interesting.
I kept red horses. So, and
Right.
little changes. And because, I was doing quite consciously these changes, even it was subconsciously, it was helping me and changing me as well.
Yes,
It
yes.
definitely, because I'm putting all my energies there, it is definitely was giving me the results.
Right, right. No, that's very interesting, Anju, because these are the things we all struggle with at home, right? Because we're thinking, यार क्यों सब कुछ मैं ठीक कर रही हूँ फिर भी क्यों नहीं results आ रहे या why I'm feeling restless or anxious when nothing of that big is going in my life, or if there is something going in my life, why is that happening? Sometimes you want to find answers for those questions, and they really lie in how, like you said, living our life, how we're placing items in our home, how we're so, and these are, like you said, you don't need to change your house.
Make
Like
those big changes. Oh,
it's just like you're
definitely.
not going to tell somebody, oh, move from this home, unless it's like that a bigger deal. But you can always do these changes, put things certain way, uh, that can really enhance the
Now the
energy in the
curtains in
house,
certain
right?
way.
So
Yeah.
that's amazing, Anju. I'm already so intrigued. So tell me a little bit about your professional side, Anju. Like, how long have you been doing this professionally, and how do people contact you? Tell me a little bit about that.
So professionally, Ritu, it's been like 5 years that, I'm into it. When
Okay.
I started, I was, just, posting in my community where I live, like
Okay.
I'm doing this and just for my community, I
Correct. Correct.
give a discount, and
Right.
that's how
Right.
you get, okay, we need to do this. So that's how, and now I have a full-fledged website and the Instagram account, and that's how people reach out to me.
That's
And
great,
of course,
Anju.
the word of the mouth as well. Even
Yes. Yes.
now, today, also, like whatever the work that I get, most of the time is the word of the mouth. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
client, and it goes to the another client, and that's how,
Yeah. Yeah.
it goes
And I
on.
think even though we live in this world of technology and communication through devices and phones and everything, but the impact that the word of mouth has, that I think that'll top the list of like referrals or recommendations, right? Because if someone
Because
has used your services and they have seen benefit in it, and somebody comes and tells me, I would rather try to go to you instead of trying someone brand
someone else.
new, or reading reviews online. So, which is also a huge thing. I mean, I won't deny that, but like you said, word of mouth always is beats that.
Beats,
So
yeah.
that's great. So Anju, since you're talking about your clients, tell me any specific. and you don't have to like go deep into what it was, but just like how, like what question did they come with, and how did you resolve it, and how did they change see the change? Like just got one example for my viewers to know how it works, you know. This will be a simple example, but yeah.
No, definitely. I have very interesting thing, to share this experience. It actually changed me as well. My
Mm,
sort of faith with Vastu, it grew like, I mean, I just can't tell you.
mm,
This happened with me in my community itself. I had a neighbor, and he came to me saying this. Listen, I have consulted my astrologer, and my astrologer has said that, uh, your Vastu is not correct, and you need to have Vastu expert, and just some alignment, you have to do it. And that's how he approached me.
mm,
So I was like, oh, it is so interesting that he's sitting in Dubai, astrologer is sitting in India, and he's saying, listen, there is something wrong in your Vastu. You need to correct your Vastu.
wow.
So I was like, wow, this is like very interesting. And
Mm,
I asked him, so because in Vastu, what we do is the first thing, our main thing is when we, especially when I sit with the client, I first understand, so what are the challenges that you are having, so that, I really work on those challenges, work on those zones. Because the moment they tell me their challenges, I know that they have the problem in certain zones.
right, right.
With this client, he was like, personally with me, it's been like 3, 4 months. I was expecting my promotion, but it's not just happening, Every time there is some or other reason, and I'm not getting
I don't
this,
get it. Right,
not
right,
happening.
right, right.
I was like, okay. And this was COVID time, where, he was like, now it's anyways COVID time, and I don't think I would get my promotion anyways.
Mm,
But, please come and just have a look.
right.
Then there was this his wife as well. And she was like, Anju, many terminations are happening, the layoffs are happening, and I think my name also would be there. So she was on, stress, and that was like another level of,
Mm, right,
and it
right.
over time. So this was like very challenging for me, because inside me also, like, it's like I was struggling on my own, thinking that, oh, so there is COVID. Is really so Vastu may, if I just do these changes, he will get his promotion and she will save her.
Yeah, yeah, right. We
And
all think that
I was
it's like
myself,
a world problem, and how would it impact like a small, like some,
yeah, just,
right?
making those small changes. And I'm like,
Right,
okay,
right,
really, will it
right.
happen? So, anyways, we did I did the Vastu for them. We did those changes that needs to be done. And now, more than them, anxiously, I'm waiting what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
Okay. And again, because it was COVID, we all got busy. I got busy as well, and, just keep going.
Yeah.
And exactly in 21 days, Ritu, the guy is messaging me and saying me, thank you.
Wow.
And evening me, he sends flowers and everything. And I'm like, wow,
Gosh.
what just happened? He said, I got my promotion.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, bro, are you like really? I'm happy for you. And I'm like, it's COVID, people are losing their job, and he got his promotion.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
from that day onwards, I'm like, no, this Vastu is really, it is working.
Yeah, it
It works. It
works.
does
It
gives you
works.
result.
Wow. Wow.
And then there was his wife.
Hmm.
She saved her job, but it's just that, she had to take this 30% of salary cut.
Hmm.
So they gave her the option that, you can
Yeah.
continue, but
Right. Right.
she used to work in bank.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
she was like, okay, I mean, somehow, my job is safe, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they did this
Right.
30% of a thing.
Wow.
Uh, And I was still not, very, I wasn't really very happy. Like, she got the 30% of,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
salary that they have to do it. So I'm like, no, there is still something, maybe we can do it.
Wow.
And that's when I started learning astrology. Like, so
Hmm.
I was connecting points. So where is it? Like, what can be done next?
Yeah, right. You because when you see results, even if you're like 80% there, now you're saying, thinking, okay, how can I bridge this 20% now, right?
Yeah, yeah, sweet.
And like a feedback from a real client like yours, I can just imagine how reassuring it is, right? For to see it with your own eyes to happen to someone. So I can imagine that. So that was sort of your
That was like a
moment.
really big achievement. I'm like, now I have to really keep going and keep learning.
Yeah,
And from there, she started posting the reviews in my community where we have a group chat and everything.
yeah,
And
yeah.
people approaching me like, and this was a COVID time where, everyone had some or other sort of uncertainty in their life.
Right, right, right.
And that's why, if when I came in their life, they sort of, had this hope. And everybody, and I could really feel, where every day, some or other person is sick. And you are doing those small changes in your house, and you can actually see the energies
Yeah,
are changing.
yeah. Yeah,
Mindset.
and Anju, for me, like person like me, I'm a very flexible and adaptive person. I don't rigidly believe in something or not believe in something, right? And but when you say energy, we all know it exists and you feel it, right? Even if you can feel the energy, sometimes you get into the home and you just feel the vibe, like a good
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah, yeah,
So what
definitely.
is that then, right? It's something that is connecting within the energy. There is an exchange and you resonate or not. And so I really believe in Vastu and energy. And I'm really enjoying this conversation. I hope my viewers will also enjoy this and get
Try this and take something definitely from
yeah,
it.
definitely some takeaway. And once we're done, I'm going to share your contact information and your Instagram page with everybody. So everyone can reach out to Anju. She's amazing. Like we just heard, she's really passionate about what she does. So yeah, I'll try. I haven't still taken like a professional advice from you, so I'm going to be the first to come after this episode.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, because we I recently moved in a new home, and yeah, I can definitely use some advice from you.
So definitely, I would like to ask you, Ritu,
Yeah.
since you said that, you've just moved in. I mean, for how long you moved into your new
It's
place?
been 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 months. Yeah, we moved in December. So
Uh-huh.
we're just sort of like settling in right now. Kids are in school, they're liking it. So we are sort of
Do you feel any sort of changes, anything?
I do, Anju. I feel good. I really do. And I can see the difference also. So it's definitely and a few people that have like come in my home, they've also told me that they it's like also because if it's a lighted home, it always gives you a good feeling, right? If it's
Definitely, yeah.
sunlight, right? So it anyways like makes it
It
better.
brightens up the
Yeah, yeah. But no, I'm definitely going to come to you right
for
after this. So I think we're coming to the top of our hour, top of the end of our podcast. So
sure.
I just want to ask you the final question, Anju. Like, if people are interested to know more, like where do they start? I mean, I know there is tons of information available online, and uh, now we have Chat GPT who can actually be a Vastu expert if you tell it everything. But like, where do are there any books that you can
Yeah,
suggest, like
definitely.
for
So,
like really what you call newbies?
yeah, for
Yeah.
newbies, so my teacher, my guru, Vastu Abhishek, he has written a very simple book where, anybody can read the book, anybody can, follow exactly the same, and it's really easy to follow, easy to understand. So it's
Hmm.
available on Amazon. It's Vastu Abhishek, like, how to live your life as per Vastu,
Vastu Abhishek. And who's the author?
Abhishek
Oh,
Goel.
okay, okay, okay.
So yeah,
So
his
good.
name
I'll
is
also put a
Vastu.
link for everybody once I find that on Amazon. But no, this was great, Anju. I really enjoyed our conversation. I'm so glad we did
Yeah,
this.
I'm also
Yes.
really grateful.
And before I let you go, I'm just going to say that This is just the beginning. I would love to have you back on the podcast again for more interesting insights into. I know you also do astrology, so maybe one of the days we can focus on astrology. But this was amazing, Anju. Thank you so much, and I
Hey,
wish you
thank you
all the
so much
best.
for having me.
Yes, and yeah, we'll catch up soon. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Have a good. Bye bye.
Bye.